Sorry, stream just crashed on my end. I reset. It doesn't look like anything. I missed anything, but YouTube is pooping itself. So now we've got this one, huh? No, it was me, not... Yeah. So my other option was just leaving a little open space, which might... Oh, good, now I'm dual booting. Are we back? Okay, so yeah, I don't know. I might just leave it this way, and just leave a little open space. But, yeah, I don't know. How far have we gone? Oh, we're pretty far. Oh, not that. That's a good thing you popped in when, well, but then they're, I don't know. Then they're further away from, like I said, I don't know. I kind of like these the larger open, couple of open pieces here. Because you could have made this with a triangle break in here to push this section out closer to the. Yeah, these guys. Or do you mean these guys? Oh, these guys? Well, see, these ones look nice with these ones because the red ones go up. And so then these ones go down. So you've got that, you know, twisting effect going on. Yeah, it's lucky you signed on when you did. I was actually getting tired of, like, it seemed like my stream was dropping in and out, so I was just gonna turn the stream off and work on this offline for a while. Oh, yeah, I haven't heard anything. Like I've been asking different questions on them. It's not really a money thing. It's just that it's actually more of a the more I stream to myself, the lower my average stream view count is. So I'm sort of getting to the point where, you know, if I'm streaming and nobody's watching, I'm just gonna work offline. Oh, I got a thing. So the test print is done for the first set of stickers. So, coming to an Etsy store near you. Yeah, Chris does good work. He's been doing stuff like this for a while, actually. Not maybe the knot work, but vinyl decals. So, I also had another idea. You know what this is? I'll probably just finish this offline. Because I want to show you this. Uh, 5-inch or 4-inch and 8-inch diameter, I believe. I'd have to double check the email. Yeah, 4 and 8 inches. Yeah, sort of what I figured. I was figuring like $6 for the 4-inch one and $10 for the 8-inch one. But, so I had an idea. So you know how I was talking about... Oh, is it under... No, it's gotta be... Probably this one. Lay out new pieces. With which grids? On the spiral, on the circular one? So for that, I used a polar coordinate. I don't know how much of that will be left, but So I used a set of polar coordinate. Oh no, yeah. So there's a circle here, and then I just kind of made it. No, 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 no. I was gonna. I went so for that one, that was a template. So new from template, I made a file called grid. Yeah, but there's no. I don't know how to do that in general. This is just. This was me eyeballing it on the computer. And then manually adjusting everything to get, you know, just sort of moving pieces around. I mean, probably. Like I said, I just sort of eyeballed it. But possibly. Probably what would have helped more would have been like, I mean, for the next time. So I really just want to be. No, it's not. Ever so slightly, and only in the corners here. But the chord itself, it should not be different. I think it just is an optical illusion. So what might have been an idea is actually having keeping this further away. So like making something like a box like this, and being way more what's the word I'm looking for? Being more aggressive and leaving blank space. Well, no, I right when you said that, you know, I thought, so if I had like a regular layout in here and then just sort of, you know, manually put a grid out here to with the curves, that might be worth exploring in the future, but not for this one. This one has just gotta. I think I need to be done with it and move on. But I had a different idea while I was working on that. That's why maybe. But so what I was thinking was, rather than try and figure out a way to make all of these, you know, individual pieces, that, because you can always make, you know, I can always come up with a design that has a new shape that I've never used before, you know? Like, make this 2, and then make 3, and then, you know, make an L piece that's this long, and then this long, and then, you know, 7 long and 9 down, and that type of a thing. But I suspect there's actually less ways that you would have the way the individual breaks interact with the chord itself. If that makes any sense. So like you'd have like a piece, a block that went, the block is this, you know, plus sign here. So then you could stack the, yeah, that's my thought. So that's why I opened that new one, because I didn't have a I didn't really have anything that I could mess around with, that I wanted to mess around with. But so then you'd have, you know, your piece would be this whole piece. And so then basically you'd need to figure out how many different variations can you put into one spot. And now something, someone recommended a site called Redbubble. I think I was talking to you about this earlier in the week. Like, if I could make a bunch of decals like that, that might be something worth just putting over there at some point after, like, a test run. And then just let that go. And then it could have a life of its own. Because then, yeah, you could just go and buy however many individual pieces you need or want. And so then, you know, I could come up with layouts and then just be like, you would need, you know, straight up like Legos. Like, you need this many of this piece, this many of that piece, this many of this piece. Now, it still doesn't get you around the left-right issue. But if you put it on a block, you could have the opposite side be the opposite chirality. Maybe. If that makes any sense, hopefully. Let's see if I can put my theory to the test. So I guess even the first question is, do we want... So let's make a very simple layout. 2, 3. By however many that is. Like, I mean, I can group it all together, and then you can do certain object actions to it. And there is under here there is a skew, but that's going to skew the whole thing. So if I like skew this 1 degree and this 10 degrees, it tips the whole bit. And then there is this tool, but I have no idea how it actually works. The tweak by sculpting or painting. Like, I mean, it'll only stretch the one corner, though. Nah, I mean, I can grab... do something like that, but that's going to move all the pieces that I select. Yeah, I mean, it could be. Like I said, I'm not really super concerned about that as much. Well, yeah, because it only moves the one node. It doesn't actually... I mean, I understand what you're asking for, and as far as I'm aware, I don't think you can do it in Inkscape. Yes. So that's why I think for the tentacle piece there, that had I just left more space, and then I could have manually just put some stuff in. And I think that would have been probably the best bet. But so for my idea that I've been thinking about, so you need to figure out all the unique ways that you can have that you can have the cord come into a border and hit something. So you obviously, you have no, like, the none interaction. It's the same, it just is in straight lines. So, I have no idea if this is even... No. Right, because I did the reinstall, it screwed up all my default settings. So I don't know if this is going to be continuous. It might be. But I think it's going to be 2. But that doesn't matter. It's not the point that I'm trying to... get across. So I think there's a limited number of ways that you can have your cord interact with a border piece. And so I just sort of need to figure them all out. And if... once I do that... then, you know, any break of any length that you want, you just add another, you know, center section piece. Yeah, this is probably where we're gonna bounce back up. Oh, hey. Well, that was a happy accident. Nope. Wah wah. But again, for... yeah, I expected that there would be these butterflies. Again, I wasn't really, this is not looking to win any beauty contest or anything like that. Actually, the butterfly saves me some time because then I can just copy and paste it down here. So, but for like this piece, if we transformed it into, you know, 1x1 blocks, how many different parts do we have actually? So I think I'm going to spend some time next week. You know, because look, we've got this piece. This piece exists 3 times, actually 6 times, because it's down here as well. And then, you know, here, this corner and this corner, all of these corner pieces are all the same. So I don't know. But so I need to figure out how many different ways you can have them. And I don't think there's too many. You know, so you have this way, this way. I'll hit Google right now. Oh, it's just a very quiet song. Wait, is actual macaroni? Like that guy? Oh. Um. Oh, sloss. Okay, so. There is someone with a very similar name that is a well-known. Yeah, you can't put macaroni in there. Well, no, but with macaroni, they're like, obviously you meant this guy, not this guy. And yes, this is exactly what I'm thinking about. Sort of. It's close, but I don't know how much further he's gone about it. Is there any difference between his practical handbook and key oh, yes, because one's key patterns. Just took a second to load. Oh, well, let me just add these to my wish list. Books. And it's not that I want to put them together, sort of. It's... I want to know if you can do it. You know, sell people a Lego map worth of stuff and be like, you can do it yourself. Yeah. Like I said, I don't think there's too many... I mean, you're limited to what? You've got... On the main grid, you have, you know, nothing. You've got a blank. You can have one. You can be in, you can be in parallel. You can be in, here, and you can be here. So you can be, for your main grid, yeah, you've got these four. Well, for the first pass. Then for the subgrid, you've got here. But this one, like for the subgrid, you don't have this one anymore. This would be actually two of these pieces because you'd be cut off Right, actually the subgrid gets all kinds of weird because... So that's where it starts to get weird, because you actually would have, you know, these 4 individual sections. So then it's just trying to think of every possible way that, you know, because this, if this is one longer, you know, you only have 2 actual pieces. So I don't know. But that was something I've been thinking about the last couple of days. Like I said, usually a sign when I start thinking about different projects is that my current project needs to be done. So I'm pretty much... no more redesigns or anything unless something truly catastrophic happens that I notice, but I don't think at this point there's any... It's all little fiddly bits. Yeah, pretty much, but like even less than... Not less, but even more contained. It was actually something that I started way back. Like, right when I first started taking the class. I don't even know if I can quickly even access any of... I made an attempt and I got to like 14 of them. But then, I don't know, I got distracted with something else. Though these wouldn't be very rearrangeable. Like if you made blocks. Within reason you could, but... Like this piece always would have to be on the main grid. You couldn't slot this into the subgrid area. You'd have to have a different piece for that, but... I don't know. I think it might be a fun little practice session. Well, like I said, I don't think this is really going to be... Like, I don't see myself using this, but as something that you could sell to other people, I feel this... Like, imagine you're putting a backsplash up, and you want to do a tile backsplash, and so you just get a tile set that matches, you know... your space, and then you just lay all these tiles down and you have suddenly, you know, custom tile work type of stuff. Yeah, sort of, but something like that. Or hell, even hang on. Like one of my favorite artists from the Ren Fair, so he puts all of his art on these, you know, wood blocks, and he's got, you know, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pieces, and then, you know, so each of them all also have a little, like, story on the back. Yeah, maybe. So, like, you know, here... And so you can start building up your own little, like, set of them. I have so many of these blocks. Like I said, I every time I go to the Ren Fair, I, you know, buy 5 to 10 of them at a time. Like, this isn't even updated for my most recent, my most recent acquisitions from this year. But this could be a fun thing to, I don't know, maybe do a collab with sometime. That'd be like the coolest thing. No, so he writes a little. So like this one is Dolor, the Cemetery of Stories. So they're all little like miniature. Like they're one sentence in a story, or like, you know, a name or something. But I mean, they're pretty indestructible. I forget. They're not MDF board, I don't think. Maybe they are. Yeah, they are. They're either MDF or HDF. Fiberboard pieces. But yeah, so I was thinking about that, and then, you know, this seemed to be a natural, another way you could do it, where you could print the one side, you know, one direction on one side and the other direction on the other side. I don't know. It was just thoughts that have been occurring to me. Don't know if I know who that is. Oh. A little bit. See that. I mean, there's a couple of these downtown, actually. I don't know. Is this guy Chicago base? Yes. Looks like. Yeah, Chicago. Yeah, I just looked him up. I looked it up and then immediately forgot his name. It started with an H, like Haribu Bentley. Hebrew Brantley. Or Hebra. It's Brantley. There's actually where my brother lives. There's one of his murals. So it's right by the Old Town School of Music. Ugh, excuse me. Yep. Yeah. Anyway, I think I'm gonna be done for today. Made some progress, had some good ideas. I'll probably just work on the work on this one later tonight after dinner. Just put on a podcast or something and just mindlessly fill everything out and finish it off. Anyway, there's class this Sunday, correct? It's not going to be on Saturday, and then I didn't know that. Okay. Yeah, I got there and I saw that there was an open house. I'm like, I don't know if that means there'll be class, yes or no. And then I got upstairs and the door was locked. I'm like, oh, okay, maybe it's in a different spot. And they're like, well, they're showing some of your art in the gallery. I'm like, not exactly what I meant. Sure, well, we can... Yeah. I just forgot, and then I didn't check my email, so I just woke up and drove over. I mean, I was already at my brother's house, so it's only 10-minute drive from there. So it wasn't like I got up, drove downtown, found out, oh, there's no class, and then had to turn around and go back. Yeah. Alright, well, then I will see you Sunday.